This is the other one, though, that we want to focus in on for a sneak peek in June, and that is our monthly special on PC, liver, and brain. Phosphatidylcholine. There's a lot to get to grips with this one. Massively highly rated. Andrew, a liver's work is never done. We have to show it some love, right?
Well, the liver is the hardest working organ in the body, without a doubt. Despite recognizing how hard our brain works, our heart never stops pumping blood. Obviously, our brain is constantly working. But the work of the liver is a whole new level of difficult, because the liver has to work with all the concentrated, toxic byproducts of life. That living, every cell creates waste products. Those waste products end up becoming the work of the liver to excrete, to break down, to basically ensure that we aren't going to be burdened by the toxic fallout from the existence of all the hundreds of trillions of cells in our body. So when you look at the liver and you look at the structure of the liver, the most important aspect of the structure of the liver is phosphatidylcholine. And phosphatidylcholine, it's a phospholipid that represents about 2/3 of the membrane surface area of the liver. 2/3. So when you look at the liver and the working surface of the liver, that surface area that does all that work, you're talking about phosphatidylcholine, and that's 2/3 of it. Also, the phospholipid, that's the predominant phospholipid in the brain, and the brain, remember, is a fatty structure. The predominant phospholipid in the brain, phosphatidylcholine. So that's what we call it, PC, liver, and brain. As critical as it is to the liver, it's equally critical to the brain. It's also critical to every cell membrane for every single cell in your body. So it's one of those ingredients, if you are, again, talking about detoxification. When you talk about detoxification, you're talking about the liver. When you're talking about the liver, the unique aspect of the liver, despite all the hard work it does, is it can regenerate itself. It's the only structure in the body that can regenerate itself. The rest of our body can repair itself, can manage to heal itself. But when we talk about the liver, it can actually regenerate structure. That's unique, and I think it can do that because it's such a critical organ, and because the work of the liver is such difficult, challenging work, that it possesses its unique property. So this is next to today's special, which we'll have at the very end of the year. This is the best pricing of the year.
And it's really affordable, and I think you'll be excited to see this, because the monthly special pricing for the 60, the 180, the 360, even the largest size, a year's worth of supply if you're taking one a day, that is down to $49.90. So really a great opportunity to get into this and do something that is so important. In fact, the reviews speak volumes. Here's 3 reviews that you can find online. There's 1,000 customer reviews nearly on this product alone. Unbelievable. I started taking the product to help my liver, which had a high level of enzymes. After taking the product for a short while, my blood tests have improved dramatically. Please keep this product available. It is a necessity for me to take this every day. What a miracle. Next one. This is Sasha in New Jersey. Let me get closer to the screen. This is a long one. Unexpected brain boost. I decided to try this for liver support as I take several prescriptions that can be hard on that organ. I was surprised at an almost immediate change to my memory and focus, in that they have sharpened. I was not experiencing any significant problems in those areas. I thought, but the improvement was so noticeable to me that I had to comment. My blood work is routinely good, and I would like to keep it that way. Given the impact I attribute to this product, since it was the only change to my Andrew regimen, I will never be without it. I am 70 years old and need all the help I can get. Thank you so much for taking the time to take great care of me. Andrew, that's it, isn't it? In a nutshell, it's about taking the time out of our busy lives, the daily grind, to say, what can I do to focus on my health and wellness? And with regards, you know, you talk about liver and brain, this is where you go.
Well, typically when we think about our liver, what can we do? Obviously, drinking less alcohol, great for the liver. But the single area that we have the greatest control over burdening our liver, we have no control, and we can't make that decision. It's the medications we take. So we have to take those medications, and as long as we take those medications, as long as our liver has to be central to protein metabolism, central to fat metabolism, central to all the normal detoxification. And I don't care how healthy someone is, all of our cells create toxic byproducts. Our liver inherits the work of having to deal with that. So we have no choice. Our liver is going to be engaging in that work. We have to take the medicines. And as we age from 35 to 45 to 55, most of us are taking multiple medications every day. It's simply a question of whether you're going to sort of say thank you. And phosphatidylcholine is the ultimate ingredient to say thank you. Saying thank you to your bones would be a little bit of calcium and vitamin D. Saying thank you to your liver is clearly phosphatidylcholine. We'll talk about liver antioxidants in a moment, but phosphatidylcholine, that is the very, very structure of your liver. And as long as our liver is going to be constantly repairing and regenerating itself, it has to, then to make sure it gets this material, raw material that isn't a significant part of the typical diet, then it's a wonderful contribution to make to an organ that certainly contributes to our health and well-being.
We want to go to a product that is backed by abundant research, and this is, Andrew, as you alluded to, liver antioxidant.
Well, liver antioxidant is the other approach to the liver. So obviously, regenerating the liver is all about its structure. But when it comes to protecting the liver itself from the work it has to do, that's where liver antioxidant extracts is. The reason why they're extracts, we start with things like turmeric or milk thistle or artichoke extract. Those natural plants can be concentrated for specifically beneficial, specifically protective compounds. For turmeric, most of us know what they are. They're curcuminoids. For milk thistle, it's silymarin. And if you want to read research on protecting the liver, just type in, even if you go to the National Institute of Health, serious scientific database, you'll find hundreds of studies on silymarin and its role in the liver. You'll find hundreds of studies on phosphatidylcholine and the liver. You'll also find them on artichoke extract and the liver, and needless to say, turmeric and its curcuminoids for the liver. So this is a natural plant-based product standardized to deliver high concentrations of ingredients specifically designed to protect the liver from the very difficult work it has to do every day for us.
This is what people are saying online at hsn.com. We grabbed just 2 reviews. First one says, wonderful supplement. I decided to try this supplement for liver support along with lifestyle changes. Now I'm on my 2nd bottle and my numbers have improved drastically. I no longer have elevated liver enzymes. I am very pleased with this product. It does not interfere with other medication and does not upset my stomach. I would recommend this supplement to anyone needing to improve their liver enzymes. Thank you, Andrew, for another great product. Remember, all the reviews that I read, you can read as well online at hsn.com. Andrew's line from ProCaps has more reviews than anything else ever in the history of HSN. Helped my liver count. I had an abnormal liver count and my doctor was concerned, so he decided to rerun the tests in 2 months. During those 2 months, I took these 2 supplements for liver health, liver antioxidant extracts and PC liver and brain benefits, the one we just did. Well, my doctor and I were both so amazed and pleased that when the liver tests were repeated in 2 months, the tests came back within the normal range. I have continued to take these supplements now that I know they really work. Thank you for such great products. Andrew, these are not drugs. These are natural tools that we can use to help support our body's overall health.
The last thing that I contemplate making would be drugs. What we're trying to do here, the body has a remarkable capacity to heal itself, maintain itself, even when we talk about the liver, regenerate itself. So all we do is we do focus on the science and the medical research, and those ingredients that have been identified to have these benefits. Those are the ingredients that my job is then to deliver them in the most straightforward fashion possible, meaning without additives, without anything that interferes with their benefits. As I kind of say, only half jokingly, Mother Nature does all the hard work. Then our job is to just get out of her way.
Yeah.
So when we deliver a product like this, there's no additives. It's an ultrafine powder in a small, easy-to-swallow capsule that delivers you the most pure, the most standardized, with both turmeric and milk thistle. We complex them with lipids. In fact, phosphatidylcholine, that is the structure of the liver. That's the lipid we complex them with to make sure they're delivered, they're absorbed at levels thousands of % higher than if they were just on their own. And then, of course, beyond the milk thistle and the turmeric standardized for curcuminoids, we also have artichoke extract. So it's as comprehensive and well-designed and pure formula as you'll find to support the really dirty work that our liver has to do. We think of our bodies as being kind of pristine on the inside. Digestion is a very, very toxic industrial process. And the liver inherits some of the dirtiest work in our digestive system.
I've not seen these on in a while.
It's been more than 6 months,
wow.
Perhaps almost a year. But these two products, they're really great sister products. Green foods, we encounter them if we focus on our health. You can't avoid green foods like blue-green algae, chlorella, spirulina, wheatgrass, and barley grass. Of course, ours is gluten-free. Even though it says wheatgrass, it still is 100% gluten-free, nothing to worry about. And then our cruciferous vegetables. Arguably the healthiest foods in our diet are cruciferous vegetables. Our cruciferous vegetables are standardized for something called glucosinolates. So you know exactly how much of these beneficial compounds are contained in each capsule. Also, the red cabbage. Cabbage is a cruciferous vegetable. Red cabbage is also standardized for polyphenols and anthocyanins. And then, of course, our broccoli extract is standardized for sulforaphanes. Those three, whether it's sulforaphane, glucosinolates, anthocyanins, polyphenols, those are the four classes of incredibly protective compounds in the human diet, in the human food supply. So that's what that product is all about. So basically, no additives. They're both completely pure. You choose either one. You could also get the bulk powder that you could add to a smoothie or things like that. And the bulk powder, as you could see, is the most affordable way to go. It's not something you mix with water. You can mix green foods with water. It's just going to taste a little bit like lawn clippings. They're not the most delicious things in the world. But you could add them to a smoothie. I have no trouble adding the green foods to water. And even with my marine collagen, I kind of like the flavor. It's a little bit like mild wheatgrass juice. And then, of course, the cruciferous vegetables, perfect to add to your green drink or green smoothie of any kind. It's the ideal complement. It kind of tastes nice.
And I want to show you the pricing and the value so you see it, because there's a lot to talk about with this. This is for somebody that knows we're not maybe eating all the things we should be eating, not getting those vegetables that we should give our body. This is an easy way to do it. 30, 60, 180, 360, or the 600 servings. Again, this is the capsules, and this is going to be that powdered form, as I just showed you in the glass of water. For the month of June, and we're getting first look right now, massive savings. That's where the price would normally be, and that is where it is today. Andrew, you know I'm a big fan of the pure green foods with things like spirulina and the blue-green algae, the wheatgrass, the barley grass. I mean, these are 5 really potent and beneficial green foods that you do the research on, and it's really compelling.
When you look at ingredients, that when folks often look at doing a detox, when they want to eat things or supplement with things that helps the body or really helps promote the normal parts of the body that do detoxification, like the liver and the digestive tract. So when you're looking at things like chlorella and blue-green algae and spirulina, wheatgrass, you're at the very top of the list of natural ingredients that support that natural detoxification process. And when you look at cruciferous extracts, you're looking at the very top of the list of foods that we eat or probably we don't eat that we should be eating, whether it's broccoli extract or even mustard seed extract. which is the highest mustard seed, cruciferous vegetable again, the highest yield of glucosinolates, and glucosinolates are among the most protective things in our food supply. So whether you're looking for the parts of our food supply that support detoxification or the parts of our food supply that really promote the protective mechanisms in every cell in our body, and that's what we hope a healthy diet does. But unfortunately, we don't eat as healthy as we ought to or should, and that's why supplementing with these key foods is so beneficial.
It's a great month to be able to grab it and to try it, experience cruciferous vegetables, or, of course, that phenomenal opportunity with the Pure Green.
And I was just going to say with the powder, if you look at the price of 360 capsules, that's close to the best price we ever have for today's special. But when you look at the 600 servings, you're getting 2/3 more for only $20 more. For basically 25% more, you're getting almost 70% more servings. So if it's something, the green foods is something you want to mix with water, take a little bit like wheatgrass, or the cruciferous you want to mix with your green drink, either one go perfectly into a green drink or a smoothie, then you really have an opportunity to save. And these otherwise really expensive formulas end up becoming a little bit more than a dime a serving.
Cinnamon is known for so many things, which is why it's become such a popular choice in the line.
Yeah, and the good point you made initially is that it's standardized, meaning if you looked at the type A polymers, the thing in our cinnamon extract, the ingredient, the component in our cinnamon extract that gives it its beneficial effects on blood sugar, if you looked at that ingredient or looked for that ingredient in standard great cinnamon spice, it would almost be non-measurable. So meaning that when you get a standard spice, and the same for turmeric, curcumin, when you look at turmeric and the curcuminoids present in a spice in a store, it'll be 1%. In our product, it's 95%.
Wow.
So the same goes for cinnamon, that yes, cinnamon is a healthy spice, and spices are wonderful additions to our diet. But if you're specifically looking for the supportive benefits that cinnamon provides to helping us manage our blood sugar metabolism, our carbohydrate metabolism, then you need to be looking at a standardized extract, because standard normal cinnamon spice that you might put in your cinnamon latte or whatever it might be, or might put on your oatmeal, it doesn't contain any kind of significant amount of the beneficial compounds. So and that's why it's so important that this is declared on our label as a standardized cinnamon extract, and we tell you exactly what it's standardized for. So you know exactly what you're getting and the benefits you can expect.
So highly rated. I mean, truly such an amazing product. And you saw me open up one of the capsules so you can see inside. This is a remarkable opportunity to try cinnamon. Again, you Google cinnamon and benefits of, and there's a long list that you can discover. The pricing is also very exciting. Again, last live presentation where you can get these prices. The price is expiring. $119.90 is what you would pay. If you buy it today, it's $79.90, saving $40. Andrew, would you say one per day?
That's all you need to take is one capsule per day, unless your doctor or healthcare practitioner recommends you take more. But the way the product was designed, in light of the research, one capsule per day should provide that perfect supportive benefit. And what you could also use it for, if you like, because even though it's standardized, it still has that yummy cinnamon aroma and flavor. So Muriel often will sprinkle it on her little cappuccino in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll sprinkle it on my oat bran in the morning. So it's something that you could also do that, and it just makes that cinnamon flavor more than just cinnamon flavor, but also cinnamon benefits, because the typical cinnamon spice is not providing those benefits.
Andrew's Ultimate Friendly Flora. This is an amazing probiotic that you do not need to refrigerate, doesn't need any babying, and can absolutely, again, make a big difference. Andrew, let's talk about 1,600 five-star reviews and 25 billion potency.
Well, the 25 billion, let's put that in context. We know that our planet is overpopulated. I think there's 8 billion people on it. So we have more than 25 billion colony-forming units in each capsule, not in multiple capsules that you have to take a handful, but in one single capsule. The other thing that's fascinating about probiotic organisms, and it's something that the other companies are so busy promoting their benefits, saying it's going to treat your constipation or your whatever your things in your GI tract. They basically position them like they're a digestive medication. What's fascinating about probiotics, I think once you learn that your what's called your microbiome, where these friendly flora exist, where these probiotic organisms exist in your body, called the microbiome, in that microbiome, just in the colon, there are more organisms in a healthy colon than you have cells in your entire body. And I mean, just let's think about this for a while, that a normal, healthy human being, the organisms living in their colon will outnumber their cells in their body. That's part of a healthy human being, a healthy human digestive tract. So it's indispensable for healthy digestive function, nutrient absorption, regularity, all of those things. So it's an opportunity with a product like Ultimate Friendly Flora. It's an opportunity to reconstitute what the way we live, the way we eat has diminished. That unfortunately we've so sterilized our food supply for safety that we want to avoid all the pathogens, all the bad bacteria, that when we sterilize and protect ourselves from those, we're doing away with all the friendly flora, all of the things we want in our microbiome. Unless, of course, we're eating things like yogurt or kimchi or things like that, where we have an opportunity, fermented foods. So it's unfortunate, but the way we live, the way we eat, it makes it imperative that we reconstitute that microbiome. And the way we go about formulating our Ultimate Friendly Flora, and it's been a labor of love now for almost 2 decades. We were working on it for 4 decades, but we couldn't find a mix of ingredients that would tolerate not requiring refrigeration. That was the first thing we needed to do, because we wanted to make a formula that would be stable at your house and stable with normal handling. We were able to do that about 20 years ago. Then all of the different organisms we choose are the organisms that in the research were demonstrated to have the greatest benefits in terms of our digestive system, were associated with the greatest health benefits. So you just look at the healthiest microbiomes from the healthiest people, and that's what we deliver. It's very straightforward research.
I was so concerned before the show, I didn't want this to get lost in the mix, because this item alone deserves to be on a pedestal and with a spotlight on it. It is a phenomenal probiotic. A lot of people always ask Andrew about what vitamins does he take. A lot of people ask us hosts what we take. This for me is on the non-negotiables, and I even have the card from when Andrew first presented it with me, and I wrote down the thing that got me into this, which was things like antacids and proton pump inhibitors that we were talking about earlier. They do inhibit, in terms of upset pH in stomach, making for challenges for friendly flora to populate. And when Andrew explained that to me, and I was using those as well, it made all the sense in the world. I need to help my body, Andrew, get what it needs.
Well, it's really simple to understand. If we take an antibiotic, it basically is like setting off a nuclear bomb for your microbiome. Antibiotics simply kill the organisms. If you take a proton pump inhibitor, it's like maybe turning the thermostat up in your house to 100 degrees. It's not going to be very comfortable for anyone to be there. So when you start taking a PPI, a proton pump inhibitor, or other things that change gastric pH, it might be desirable to alleviate inflammation or things going on in your digestive system. But at the same time, it affects digestion. It also affects the environment that these organisms live in.
Think all remote controls are the same? Think again. Now when you're watching HSN and you see something you want, you can use your remote control to order it. Just follow the few easy steps on screen to shop. Your purchase is charged to the card on your HSN account and shipped to the address on that account. It's fast, it's easy, and it's a safe way to order. You'll never underestimate your remote control again with HSN Shop by Remote.
What's all the plus about? It's your favorite QVC and HSN channels and shows. Plus,
all about love, baby. What do you do when you are really, really bad?
Everybody streaming, I love you.
Joanna Garcia Swisher, 43.
Sadina Menzel here. You want to come for a tour of my closet?
this is the party! Welcome to Design School. Stream free any place you want.
People would say, I wish I could dress like you. You can. Just do it.
It just feels like this was meant to be.
Immune factors, we get so many requests to talk about this. It is a special purchase price today, and you can see that with our specialty graphics. Andrew, this is a very powerful blend of nutrients and botanicals that people swear by.
Well, it's an alternative product that we don't get to talk about often enough.
Right.
It's been months since we spoke about it. It's a product that is as perfectly reviewed as any product I've ever made. And it's a comprehensive product. And interesting enough, when you think about the reviews, given the name of the product, you would imagine the reviews would be very skeptical and negative if it didn't perform. But there's no more comprehensive approach to immune support. It contains our brand new mushroom complex.
Yes.
It contains astragalus. It contains vitamin C. It contains a full B complex, our special B complex. It also contains echinacea. It contains golden seal. It contains berberine, all of them perfectly standardized. So when you consider the content, there are no additives, so we really get a lot in each capsule. When you consider the contents, it's no wonder it's a perfectly reviewed product. You can't look at a list of the most important natural ingredients to immune function and not be looking at basically looking at the label for this product.
Well, we can see the special pricing, and folks, they are telling me, our wonderful team here at HSN headquarters, this is already in the opening 60 seconds, our fastest selling item of the entire show. I know there's a lot of pent-up demand, certainly a lot of curiosity about immune factors, especially at this time of year. I remember sharing with folks before, but if you go to the HSN host area, virtually every host has immune factors on their desk. It is a wonderful go-to item. Pricing, if you look at the 360 capsules, big savings today. Again, down from $129 and change to $89.90, saving $40, which is a lot. I mean, cold and flu season, helping to keep our immune system in check. You know, there's people say so many things, and Andrew, certainly not a drug or a cure, but a wonderful natural tool.
No, as we know, if there were a cure for the common cold or flu or whatever it is, we'd all embrace it, and the world would be a better place. But there isn't. And frankly, there actually is. The cure is our immune system.
Right.
So what we need to do is try to make decisions during cold and flu season that are less of an assault, less of an insult on our immune system, that burdens our immune system less, and then do things that we know support our immune system. It's been proven the role of vitamin C, a full B complex, echinacea, golden seal, the mushroom complex we're talking about here, the beta-glucans that they provide. These things are established that they are tools to offer natural support. And when it comes to our body, it's hard to do everything right. It's hard to get a perfect night's sleep. It's hard to be perfectly hydrated. It's hard to eat a perfect meal. But if we can take a supplement that we know is giving us tools that support our immune system, and we rely so heavily on our immune system, that this is just a wonderful, natural, and really affordable way to give comprehensive. It's not like you see so many immune system products that are just mushrooms, or just echinacea, or just golden seal, or just some vitamin C. This is, because there's no additives in that capsule, this is all of them at appropriate levels.
And maybe it was just somebody today that walked into the house who was coughing and sneezing and spluttering. You thought, oh, Jerry, stay away from me, stay away from me. You know, it's again, what can we do to help support our body and our immune system? This is Andrew's very famous immune factors. It is powerful, it is potent, and it's really comprehensive. Try it. See what people say. I mean, a 4.8 star rating, Andrew, just taking into consideration that star rating on this style of product really speaks volumes.
Well, it's, again, it's not hard to know which are the most important ingredients to put in a product like this. What's hard to do is get them all in one product. Because we can make products in the high desert of Nevada that contains no additives, we get that done. Also, because we've been doing echinacea and golden seal and berberine, all these ingredients for so long, we've identified, following the science, how we deliver the highest and best standardization, the highest and best quality experience. Is determined by, depends on the best ingredients. It's kind of basic. And unfortunately, contract manufactured products that are made by anonymous manufacturers or all these products with different labels on them, they don't approach it the same way we do, and their products don't have the kinds of reviews that this one does.
Well, with that being said, as we start to wrap up, just that pricing one more time. This is a very special purchase opportunity. Andrew and I have not had the chance to talk about it live on the air for a long time now, it feels like. So if you want to grab it, we took advantage of today to bring you really sensational pricing. 30, 60, 180, or 360. It doesn't matter what size. Every size will be free shipping and handling. Every size is on FlexPay. Obviously, the more you buy, the more you save. You go for the 360 caps, normally $129.90. It is $89.90. It's Andrew's Omega product. Up and down this great country, millions of Americans will buy an Omega product today, maybe from the big box store or the drugstore, the health food store. Those Omega products might leave that bad fishy aftertaste. Those Omega products might not be the superior form. This, Andrew, is the world's best. We're talking brain, eye, and heart health, and so much more.
Well, it's appropriate we speak about this after we just talked about Daniel Lehman and Daniel Lehman's book that talks about how we keep our brain healthy. Because our brain, and a lot of people think our brain, when we think of important structures, we think our brain must be made of a lot of protein. It's really an important structure. Maybe that's because for most of my life, for the last several decades, we've been busy demonizing fat. But our brain is fat. Our brain is essentially a fatty structure. And by essentially a fatty structure, that if we don't consider the water in our brain, which you have water in all our body, if we don't consider the water in our brain is basically 2/3 fat.
Right.
And the principal fat of our brain is something called DHA.
Right.
If there's a fat that is deficient in the American diet, it's DHA.
Right.
Unfortunately. If there's a fat that's de-emphasized in most omega-3 products, it's DHA. It's an omega-3, but most omega-3 products emphasize EPA. Because the brain is principally DHA, we focus on DHA. Because the retina of the eye is principally DHA, we focus on DHA. It's more expensive to do that. You can't really tell from the price of the product, but we focus on DHA. It's in its natural triglyceride form, whereas unfortunately, most omega-3 products are in their ethyl ester form, which is not found in nature. It's synthetic. So there's nothing like this product in the world from a technical, scientific standpoint of how your body naturally uses omega-3s and needs them. But even better, as you started off in the beginning, Adam, the most important thing is it could be the best omega-3 in the world. If it's hard to swallow, upsets your stomach, fishy aftertaste, or like some of these omega gummies, contains all sorts of additives and tons of calories, you don't want to put that anywhere near your body, let alone in your body.
You can see the size difference between the usual suspects and Andrew's omega-3, so much smaller, easier to swallow. And again, it boils down to the idea that we know taking an omega product is a great idea. It's a good common sense idea, but let's take the best omega product. This is the one. There are thousands of reviews, 3,300 of them, and beyond a 5-star perfect. Here's just a couple. Best fish oil. I've used Maximum Essential Omega-3 over the last 4 years. I tried many competitor products before, but did not have a good experience with any of them. I experienced no aftertaste or repeating with Andrew's product. I currently take 8 of his other products daily. I'll read one more. The only fish oil that worked for me. Our family has been ordering Maximum Essential Omega-3 for 6 years. I still remember the time when I tried a few store-bought brands and had to abandon them within a few days because they would cause stomach pains and fishy burps. When I tried this one, no such problems. I've stuck with it ever since. Andrew's Omega-3 has worked consistently. Benefits include better ability to handle stress, sharpness of the brain and vision, relief in joint discomfort. Thank you, Andrew. I would ask anybody out there that has done just that, bought vitamins in good faith, bought a supplement in good faith, and had to abandon it because you didn't like the experience, it was too big to swallow. Try this because you won't abandon this. It's smaller, it's better, it's easier, and there is no fishy aftertaste. And again, the form that it's delivering, the amazing ingredients, it's the best it can be. 078570. I have to draw your attention, obviously, to the fact that the 360 caps were coming in at under $100. Andrew, it's not like you're creating a better supplement, a better vitamin, but we're having to pay through the nose for the fact that it's better. This is, in most cases, probably less than what people are spending even in the big box stores.
And beyond that, if you're spending money on a product that contains a synthetic ingredient in terms of ethyl esters, if it upsets your stomach, if it's hard to swallow, if it has a fishy aftertaste, you're just paying for a bad experience. That with my products, I want to eliminate problems, not create problems. And certainly my products are not perfect, even though they're almost perfectly reviewed. And we often have to go back to the drawing board to correct issues with our problems. You know, and our calcium products, sometimes the capsules are dry and brittle. Your experience is still good, but I want to create perfect capsules. So it's something that we're focusing on right now. With our cranberry product, sometimes it's not perfect. It can harden in the capsule, even though the cranberry is still perfect. It doesn't look like a perfect product. So we endeavor to make perfect products. It's never an excuse for us to create a product that's less than ideal in any fashion. But most omega-3 products are just nasty to start with. They've been nasty for the decades they've made them, and apparently the folks who make them don't really care. Our omega-3 product, I think it's usually rated somewhere between 4.5 and 4.8 stars.
Right.
That's crazy for an ingredient that's typically the most negatively reviewed ingredient known to mankind. It's fish oil.
Let's talk about feeling younger or more youthful. Let's talk about our body working the way it used to, with stronger, healthier joints. Let's talk about elasticity and flexibility. Andrew, as we get older, it just seems to be, or many of us, all of us think it's just part of the plan. It's aches and pains. It's our neck, elbow, hips, knees. There is something we can help our body with, and that's this product.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just having dinner with my mom tonight, and we were talking about our joints and things like that. My mom plays mahjong, which is kind of this tile game, and she plays several days a week, and you move your arms hundreds of times during a game of mahjong. So she's kind of getting like a repetitive use syndrome in her shoulders and arms. So I make a special vitamin blend for her that puts everything into a powder that she then puts in a smoothie. So she was asking me about her joints and making sure that she was getting her collagen peptides in the powder and her glucosamine and chondroitin. So she does, in fact, get them. And it's basically just a building block for tissues that, like everything, as my mom said at dinner tonight, it's not fun getting old.
Right.
But if we are getting old, at least if we recognize some of the consequences of aging that we actually have a say in, that we could actually deliver to our body certain ingredients that impact the way our body ages and helps us retain some of those more youthful qualities or faculties. Talking about that with circulation and vein support in terms of maintaining the resiliency, the strength, the integrity, the flexibility of those blood vessels so they're not leaky and our tissue's not swelling. The same concept with our joints, that elasticity, that flexibility that we associate with youth. As long as we make sure that the body has the ingredients necessary to preserve that in abundance, then we have a greater opportunity to preserve those youthful qualities. I certainly can run and sprint like most people my age cannot, and I don't think I would be able to do what I do today had I not been supplementing for the last 40 plus years.
And that's the big difference. It's about saying, I'm going to do something. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to make a difference with the right products. And these are the right products. Again, the quality of this, the integrity of the ingredients. I'll read 2 really fast reviews. So again, you get a better understanding. Currently, there are, I believe, well over 1,000, 1,100 5-star reviews. This first review says, works wonders. I ran out of my first bottle and never want that to happen again. Beforehand, I had been taking over-the-counter supplements and they just weren't working. Once I started taking this glucosamine and chondroitin, my hands feel so much better. Next one, the missing link. The glucosamine and chondroitin product was the missing link for my legs and knees. I was already taking circulation and vein support, that's the product we just had. But when I added glucosamine and chondroitin, the 2 products together took away all the discomfort. What a relief. I feel so grateful to Andrew for all his wonderful products that really do a great job. Mary in South Carolina. Again, it's knowledge, right, Andrew? It's when we have the right information, we can make those wise decisions. And this is a wise decision.
And again, it's not, glucosamine and chondroitin are not a drug or a medicine that works on our joints to treat inflammation or pain or anything like that. What glucosamine and chondroitin are, they're the building blocks that our body uses, our body requires to maintain joint tissue, to repair joint tissue, because again, we'd all have to be pretty naive to think that as much as we abuse and put wear and tear in our joints, that our body isn't working hard to repair that. And your body needs raw materials to repair those tissues. And as I would say, most of us eat, and we eat in a fashion that's not necessarily conscious of the various systems in our body. But at least if we supplement intelligently, we could target the systems that need support. And for most of us, our joints need that little bit of extra support.
That price is about to go up. So folks, if you want to save more than half off that largest size, there's the capsules, or there's the 900 bulk powder, which, Andrew, I'm really pleased to see available tonight as well, because that's another great option and saves you some money.
And on the 900, because you're getting 300 additional servings, they're not in capsules. But what's different about glucosamine and chondroitin, we do this with our fruitful antioxidants, our cruciferous extracts. We do this with our green foods. And all of those mix well with water. When it comes to glucosamine and chondroitin, it's something that mixes well into a smoothie or into a hot cereal or something like that. It's not immediately and specifically water soluble. So it's not something you throw into some water the way you would Secure or fruitful antioxidant extracts. This is something that is intended to go into a smoothie. It's incredibly affordable. It's a great savings, but it's not something that you mix straight into water.
If you want to try it, please give us a call. Again, that price is about to go up with our last live airing happening right now. Finally, in the realm of big deals, turmeric is indeed here today with ultra high potency. You know, we were talking about Googling ingredients. If you Google turmeric, oh my gosh. The list of benefits that you will see is through the roof. People talk about a lot of things, many of which I'm not allowed to talk about on TV, but certainly I can talk about joint health. I can talk about how most turmeric is not properly absorbed in the body. I've sold many turmeric products over the years, and Andrew taught me, although turmeric is sold every day across this great country, the scariest thing of all is most of that turmeric is not being absorbed into your body as effectively as it should be, because it's got to be standardized in the correct form. Andrew's turmeric is regarded as the best in the world. I'll read a couple reviews. $89.90 is a spectacular price. It's the lowest. I don't remember it personally being lower than this in recent memory. Wonder working power. I have been so happy with these turmeric capsules. I take 2 per day and I have no joint discomfort unless I forget to take them. Even then, I just feel a little twinge. I can't even call it discomfort. I recommend them to a colleague who had joint discomfort in his feet and knees, and he can't believe that the Turmeric 400 has taken away all of the joint discomfort. He's on his 2nd bottle. I tell everybody about my results. I will not try any other brand because the quality of these capsules are wonderful. Thank you, Andrew. Look at this review. Most people leave like a 20-word review. This is like 100. Okay, I cannot say enough about Turmeric 400 and many of Andrew's supplements. I am 60 years of age, and from the time I was a teenager, my ankles would make a snapping or cracking sound. I just accepted it. About 6 years ago, I started having discomfort in one of my knees. The turmeric not only stopped the snapping in my ankles, but gave my knee major relief. When marine collagen peptides came out, I tried it, and both issues are completely resolved. All of my joints remain discomfort-free and flexible due to both these amazing supplements. I take 2 turmeric capsules and 2 scoops of marine collagen daily. Everyone I have recommended them to has seen great results. I'll do one last one. Turmeric and Andrew Lessman. As with any supplement, you always want the best of the product and not fillers. With Andrew Lessman's products, you know you're getting 100% product and nothing else. Pure, clean, simple, and trustworthy. The Turmeric 400 helps to reduce uncomfortable joints and stiffness and helps to protect liver and brain tissue. Thank you, Andrew Lessman, for your diligence and constant efforts to help all of us live a healthier life. I'm a big believer in turmeric, so I find this easy to talk about. Maybe it's knowing Andrew for so long and knowing how this is on his list of really top 10. Even if you don't buy it right now, promise me you'll look up turmeric and what it could do for you, because I think you'll be shocked and amazed and excited about trying it. Our top line graphics really give you an example in terms of high potency. Yes, it is, but optimum benefits. That pricing, if I show you live, that's significantly cut. That 240 caps down from $140 to $89.90 is a $50 saving. Turmeric products are a dime a dozen. You can go on any website, search turmeric, and you'll see a bazillion products. In fact, just a next door neighbor of mine, Ron and Nini, a lovely couple. Ron had asked me about turmeric because he'd been taking a certain turmeric supplement for many years, and he saw me on TV presenting this one, and he asked me, you know, is it any, you know, like you would probably ask me, is it really any good? Yes, it's the best. This CoQ10 is unlike anything else you can find in the regular vitamin stores, big box stores around the country. This is something Andrew introduced to the United States and started to talk about and really created a snowball effect. I absolutely swear by Andrew's CoQ10, not a day goes by where I'm not taking it. This is something that you could spend, Andrew, an hour discussing the benefits and the excitement surrounding it.
An hour? I could spend a day. I could spend it today talking about its benefits to cardiovascular and heart health. I could spend a day talking about its benefits to those taking cholesterol-lowering statin drugs, to folks taking antidepressants, to folks taking, say, bisphosphonates, drugs for osteoporosis or osteopenia. There's no, sure, I could spend a day talking about its benefits just in terms of energy, the synthesis of energy in every cell, that most people go about seeking energy, producing energy. We think about calories. We might have a piece of candy or sugar, but we're not short of calories. It's like our gas tank is already full. We have plenty of fuel. So the reason we lack energy has nothing to do with an abundance of fuel. Yeah. The reason we lack energy has more to do with the chemistry within our body. Yes. So rather than taking a stimulant, which is most energy products' simple solution to this, is just provide a stimulant. Stimulates the brain, stimulates the nervous system. You feel like you have more energy. In reality, you don't have any more energy. And the true reality is eventually you'll end up with far less energy, digging yourself a hole, an even deeper hole you'll have to climb out of. But the way our body works, we have trillions of cells. Each cell must produce its own energy. Within each cell, there are certain components that can be limiting of that production of energy. It's not fuel, as I said before. We have plenty of carbohydrate, glucose, glycogen, fat used as fuel. But there are certain nutrients that become more and more limited in their availability as we age because we take certain medications, whether we're under stress, given the way we eat in this country. And CoQ10 is the top of the list of ingredients that are essential for all energy production, essential for the functioning of our most important organs, the best functioning, optimum functioning. But as we get older, it's just one of the definitions of aging is our body having less and less of this critical energy-producing, pretty much life-optimizing ingredient. And I've been talking about it for now, sort of believe, 39 years.
Amazing.
My first CoQ10 product was introduced in 1984, decades before most other companies even heard of it. So no one knows CoQ10 better than we do. No one makes a more comprehensive or better reviewed CoQ10 formula than we do.
Well, with that being said, the extra special savings, if you're ordering today, are through the roof. You can see here on this side, there's a 30, 60, 120, or 240 capsules. The largest size, I mean, normally would be $200. Today, you save $60 if you're placing your order, and it's on FlexPay, and it's free shipping and handling. I'll read a couple of reviews as well, so you get some idea of what people are saying. I mean, remember, there's 3,600 perfect 5-star reviews, which is really phenomenal. So on this side, you'll see, I mean, the reviews are so similar. Everybody seems to say the same exciting things. Keeps you going with energy. I know when I don't have any energy is when I don't have CoQ10. It helps me get through the toughest part of the day in the afternoon. My partner and sons love it as much as I do. I can't imagine being without CoQ10. Part of my health routine. This is an essential part of my wellness routine. I've done lots of research on the product and have found Andrew's to be the best. I've been taking it for several years. On my most recent wellness exam, my physician, after discussing my weight loss, diet choices, supplements, I took the results of my numbers, blood pressure, cholesterol, exclaimed, how does it feel to be in charge of your health? Well, it feels wonderful. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew, that last line is important. You know, being in charge of your own body, being in charge of your health, being in charge of what you're putting into your body, and taking control. And these things that we're offering today help us do just that.
Yeah, I think that oftentimes it gets so confusing that we forget how much power that we do possess.
Right.
And the greatest power we possess is what we put in our body, what we eat, and what we do with our body. And CoQ10 it's a very simple, straightforward ingredient. Unfortunately, not readily available from a healthy diet, unfortunately. So as we get older, our body makes, unfortunately, our body makes less and less CoQ10 as we age. The typical diet only delivers a few milligrams a day. So even if you have a few milligrams of CoQ10 in the supplement, it doubles effectively what we get from our diet. At 200 milligrams, it really overcomes the difference that we have because of our lifestyle, the stress we live under, the way we eat, unfortunately, the various habits we have. So it's sort of just a reality check. It's a product that's sort of non-judgmental, but it benefits us no matter where we find ourselves, no matter how healthy we are, no matter how much we might make decisions that are less than ideal. We all, as we age, suffer from a diminishing supply of CoQ10. And with that diminishing supply comes a diminished ability to produce energy, a diminished ability for our heart, our liver, our brain, and key organs to produce the energy they need. So CoQ10 is just, I think, it's defining of life.
Yes.
Your cell, no cell can exist without CoQ10. So it's just one of those common sense supplement ingredients that the unanimity of the reviews, how unanimous the reviews are, and we don't pull out the bad reviews. No. It's just an indication of how important this is and the enormous difference it could make in one's life.
I want to just quickly touch upon a couple things. First of all, we are very, very busy. This is a special savings, which of course is a big incentive to order, massive discounts if you're ordering today. It's one of Andrew's top selling products of all time, one of his most highly reviewed items of all time. So there's a lot preceding it. Its reputation most certainly precedes it. But one of the things that, Andrew, you and I touch on, and I do this more and more now as I've got to know more and more about vitamins and supplements, when you read the labels, when you read your label and you look at the percentages and the levels, they are so much greater and more varied and more comprehensive than the other guys.
Well, even you look at CoQ10 and there are all these different, there's now CoQ10 gummies, which are just candy with additives. And then the other products have all sorts of interesting fatty acid additives, which you don't need those either. The most important thing to add to a CoQ10 product are the nutrients that CoQ10 partners with to accomplish its results, because not everyone gets adequate amounts of those. So when we deliver CoQ10, we want to make sure that you have every component necessary to make that investment in CoQ10 deliver a return to you.
This is Andrew's amazing high protection all skin type sunscreen called Soleil. It is a natural sunscreen that is easily absorbed, lightweight, 100% mineral based, and we just launched the brand new version. It is now infused with soothing cucumber. I keep thinking about the bars, the cucumber extract for smoother application. It comes in 3 sizes. We have a 2 ounce, a 4 ounce, or a 6 ounce. I've already ordered mine. I ordered one of this larger and one of the smaller. If you've ever tried Soleil before, you will love the new cucumber. If you've never tried it before, Andrew, typical sunscreens are full of chemicals. You have refined this even more so. It's the best it's ever been, and I love it.
Yeah, typical sunscreens contain what I consider and many experts consider toxic chemicals. The only sunscreen you really want to use, the only sunscreen period you want to use is zinc oxide. And that should be the only chemical, the only sunscreen material you ever use. The classic chemical sunscreens, avobenzone, oxybenzone, all of those chemicals have no business being put on anyone's skin at all. With Soleil, and we've had Soleil originally going back well over 20 years, with Soleil, I always enjoyed using it because it was so much better than any other sunscreen on the market.
Yes.
Now, when I use it, it's not just that it's better than any other sunscreen on the market. It truly goes on your skin, and the addition of the cucumber extract. Some people in the past, maybe they didn't love the fragrance. Some people in the past maybe didn't like the way it went on skin, that it was a little thicker sometimes going on, even though it goes on better than any other zinc oxide sunscreen. Today, this magical cucumber ingredient, again, Mother Nature at her very best, gives it this wonderful, fresh aroma, and it applies beautifully. And the natural byproduct of cucumber, which was the really exciting thing about the ingredient in the first place, the fragrance and the application were a side benefit. I wanted to add an ingredient that was soothing to the skin. Because, of course, we're applying this to the skin. We're out in the sun. The sun is potentially, obviously, damaging to our skin. So by adding this soothing ingredient, Mother Nature did her thing and made our already amazing sunscreen the perfect zinc oxide sunscreen, the perfect sunscreen, period.
You have to buy sunscreen. We know we have to buy sunscreen. This is the best sunscreen. It's the natural sunscreen. It's the one that goes on easily, and I know I sound like a broken record, but I want to make sure I repeat this. It smells divine. Andrew just used the word refreshing. It is that cucumber scent, very soft, very mellow, but it is wonderful. We're busy on the larger size and the medium size. Don't forget, if you just want one that you can throw in your purse, go for the smaller size as well. You can apply this before you do your makeup. It is easy application and so lightweight. It is not greasy in the slightest. Andrew, folks don't realize you spent 2 decades researching this. This isn't just the product of a couple months' work.
I started doing this back in the late 90s because sunscreen was something that I realized was a toxic burden on most people, because almost all sunscreens were chemical at that time. And because we had so much ingredient experience, zinc oxide, what is that? It's a mineral. We've been looking at different sources of zinc citrates, zinc oxide, zinc aspartate, for, even at that time, 20-some-odd years. I've been making vitamins for 44 years. So it was a natural thing for us to be doing, and certainly our original sunscreen back 25 years ago was the best zinc oxide sunscreen, period. And even if it was available today, it would still be considered amazing. But today's Soleil, it is without question, if you look at the ingredient panel, how healthy the ingredients are for you and for the planet, there is no sunscreen on the planet that comes close to this. And then when you consider the pricing, the other day was our Today Special pricing. Even our pricing today, other than that Today Special, it's the best pricing in 25 years of doing this.